Say hello to Luna. She was the wonderful voice behind the story time. So thank you so much. Really, really liked it. And I hope we can do that again in the future. But after we're both of us are completely, healthy, because Luna told me that the curse transferred to her because when she was recording the audio, she was fighting off a lung infection. Oh my God, girl. You and me both. You and me fucking both. I'm still coming out of my cold. Just, the tail end of it. But oh my God. Oh, the feeling for the holoclerism parts could have been used. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to just finish off that project. Usually, I am not somebody that likes to rush things, but I've been working literally on that project for months and months and months. Something that should have basically just taken maybe a month maximum, including printing. I don't know. Definitely, I don't know. Little questions. Will it be interesting for you painting my little question, will it be interesting to you painting a VTuber figure? I have a pair of VTubers in my collection. Not because I follow them, not because I even watch their content. I don't. I just liked the design, you could say. I am not sure if they're even popular anymore because they're like really, really. I think they're old now. I don't know if they're even still doing stuff. Hold on just a quick second. My food is here. Yeah, sorry. Food's here. We were talking about the whole VTuber thing. I have a pair because it's a kit, and there are two figures in that kit. I'm really not sure if, like I said, if there's even going to be any interest in those particular VTubers, but anything's possible. Uh, let's see, what else are you guys saying over here? Terrible time to get sick, but worth pushing through. I agree, Luna. I agree. Because I couldn't, delay it anymore. At least you didn't yeet the 3D printer. I was seriously thinking of taking the faulty 3D printer, taking it to like an empty lot somewhere and buy a bat just so that I can smash it. But then I'm like, wait a second. This might work for spare parts. So I'm not gonna destroy it. But I was really tempted to think about that. Be like, I've never owned a bat before. Maybe it would be time to buy a bat. But no, because everything is good on the faulty printer. The only thing that doesn't work is the main, the most important stuff, which is the UV source. Hold on, just a second. Yeah. Mukbang time. Not mukbang. So everything, you can take out all the parts from that printer because the plate, I thought it was a plate. I mean, I have 3 plates now. I thought it was a plate. It's not the plate. The only thing that was faulty, thank you. No, that's fine. Thank you. The only thing that was faulty was the main part that makes everything work, which is the UV light. Without the UV light, you can't really, can't do much, as you saw. But apparently the UV light just didn't work on on one half of it, because everything on the back middle part of the plate printed. It's just everything else didn't. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep. If I need an extra LCD screen, I have 2 now. If I need a plate, I got 3 now. If I need anything that I don't want to buy, I'll just scrap it from over there. Let's see. Do you still have hamsters? I am sad to report and to inform all of you that my hammy, Gossips, or Chismes, as I used to call him, passed away 3 days ago. He was 3 years old. So no, he was my last hamster. He was an old man, and he lived a very long life. So no, I don't have any more hamsters now. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't adopt another one, you know, maybe a Roborowski hamster, because there aren't any Roborowski hamsters here that you can buy in Mexico for some reason. Every single pet store that I ever went to never carried the Roborowski hamsters, just the regular dwarf hamsters. So I guess I will stroll over to Petco in San Diego next time I'm there and see if they have any. Because I have a shit ton of hamster stuff, like a lot. So he or her is going to be very happy if I adopt another one. Did they refund you, give you any discount for the new printer? No, the printers were sent to me at no cost because they were sent in for review. The problem was that the first one that arrived was a dud without me knowing it. And the only thing I did spend my money on was the build plates from Wham Bam and the LCD screen, but I did that out of my own volition. I didn't wait for Ilagu to say, yeah, we're gonna send you another one. No, I did that out of my own, out of my own pocket because I really wanted that printer to work. I was like, I'm not gonna, I need to be thorough here, and if something is wrong, it best not be me, kind of thing. So yeah. That's the only thing. But I mean, it's something that I can still use in the future, like extra LCD screens. You never know when you're gonna need one, so yeah, it's fine. It's fine because it's a really good printer. It is a really good printer, and I am going to definitely be using it when I need to print large models. So yeah, it was just that. It was just mainly that. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Because I need to keep up. Even though I put a delay on the chat, I'm sorry about that. But I need to see what you guys are saying. Let's see. It would have been funny to see a video afterwards with you smashing the faulty printer. Yeah, I would know. Office Space. Yeah, pretty much. Please don't pass on the curse to me. I don't need one. Sorry, Euphemism. I can't control that. If it passes on to you, I'm sorry. Most of the frames on your model were printed with that printer, so just letting you know, you might want to burn some sage. Maybe. Like Spike the Dream. Yes. I mean, you never know. I mean, you can't really say it was poor form because there was no way of knowing if a printer was a dud or not. It could have been that it maybe got damaged in transit when it came to me. You never know. So I'm not faulting Ilagu entirely in this situation. It happens. Sometimes you receive defective products, and it's not the first time that's happened to me with something. It's not going to be the last. So you always just need to think of solutions to that. And their solutions was to send me another one. And that one worked perfectly. So, yeah. Yes, the Twitch shenanigans. I haven't really decided on whether or not I really want to go back to Twitch and stream because I feel, I've already said this in the past. Like, I feel that if I do a live stream on Twitch and I'm working on something, I either work on the kit and stay silent and not entertain anybody, or I entertain people that are watching and not work on the kit because I can't do both at the same time. Not entirely like both. I'd say three things at a time, because on top of that, I need to make sure that you have a clear view, that it's in focus, and I'm not in the way, and all that. So it becomes really complicated to actually finish something there. Let's see. Robin, your hammy also passed away. I'm sorry. But hey, hamsters, while living a very short life, they bring us a lot of joy. And I think that's what we need to keep. When we go into adopting a hammy, we need to be in the mindset that they will be here with us for a very short time. So it's best to make the best of it. Can you send the printer back for repairs? I asked them when when everything, when we were troubleshooting everything and ended up, almost at the end, I was like, do you want me to send this machine back? And they were like, no, just keep it. There's no point. We're going to send you another one. So yeah, that's why I now have another printer for spare parts, which is good, I guess. Perform an exorcism. I think I will. Because Jesus, that was, I've never had that sort of situation happen to me where a figure, a printer, a situation really affected me. Not gonna lie, it really affected me emotionally, and mental health did take a nosedive. There was one time I literally couldn't make it work for like the 50th time, and I ended up crying one night because I was like, why am I so stupid? Like, thinking it was me at the beginning, like, why can't I make this work? Like, am I that stupid? Am I that am I as big as an idiot that I think I am to not be able to figure this out? Because, oh my God. But at the end, it worked out in the end. Even if it took 9 months, but it worked out. Give me just 1 second. Let me go get my food and I'll be right back. Be right back. I'm still here though. I'm still here. I'm just gonna grab me food. But I'm still here reading, you guys. Just give me a moment while I get the food. Because I totally forgot about, the time I was so focused on getting the video out for you guys. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a live stream right after because I've never done this. And I realized the hour of the day and I was like, oh, I forgot that I have to eat. Well, sorry, it's going to turn into a mukbang now. Kinda, maybe, sorta. I'll try not to make noises. I swear now. I'll try not to eat with my mouth full because I know it's super disrespectful and rude. I'm just trying to survive before I pass out. Because I actually need to eat at specific times. If not, I feel like I really am going to pass out. So I'm sorry. You're gonna excuse the little mess that you're going to see right now. But food. Is food. All right. I'm back. I am back. I'm sorry. It took a while. Yes. Food. We are eating some num-nums. It's not like I can eat a lot, but I still need to eat some. It's lunchtime. I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't be eating with my mouth full, and that's the first thing I'm doing. I know why it went this tits up. Did the printer have a bloodsucker? I was seriously thinking of buying not a live chicken, but maybe a chicken that was recently sacrificed so that I could bring it in and, do things there, but somebody did mention that. Here's the thing. Allie, sorry. I was just eating and then the lights hit me. It's really bad. My problem is not so much that the resin breaks a lot, because even if I drop pieces, they are pretty, I'm not going to say entirely shatterproof, but they do survive a lot. My problem is that when I try to drill through the resin, that's when it cracks. That's my problem right there. If it has to do with the brittleness, then that's an issue. But my other problem with printed resin is that it's really, really hard to sand off not the seam lines, the print lines. No matter how much I try and sand off those lines, it's really, you have to do several passes, several passes. Unlike polyurethane resin, where you just do a couple or a few passes with your sanding sponge or your sanding paper, seam lines disappear. It's really, even though it's a solid piece, it's very soft, if that makes sense. I will, however, attempt to do that, to mix in the flex resin. Sorry, the flex resin with the normal resin. I think I heard that you just fill in like that much. Nobody can tell me how much to mix. That's the problem. There's this guy on YouTube. I'm not even sure if any of you know who he is. There's this channel called Grounded Effects. He does only 3D print stuff, and he did mention in a 2-year-old video that he mixes the flex resin with the normal resin. And he just said, oh, just open up your flex resin and open up your new bottle of resin, and there's like a little space. Obviously, it's not fully filled up. So you just try and fill up with the other resin and just mix it. I was like, yeah, but how much is that? What if I buy a half a liter, tub? Is it still the same? Kind of like that. I may need to test it out to see if it's any good. Because if it does turn out to be very similar to polyurethane resin when it comes to sanding and drilling through it, I will keep to that, and I will let you know. It has to be my blood. I've already spilled a lot of it in this project, so I don't know. Let's see. Polyresin. Could you switch to polyresin? No, it doesn't work like that. Polyurethane resin, you have to mix it. It's 50-50, or you have to mix two to mix into one and then pour it into a mold. And then just like you saw me do in the video, you mix a 2-part and then it hardens. I don't think there is anything like that for 3D printing. And the problem with that is that a lot of the people that only do 3D printing tell you that, oh, mix this and that. But most of these people have never touched a polyurethane kit, so they don't really know exactly how it feels like or how you work with it. So they don't have a comparison. If somebody can tell me, if you mix this resin and this resin, you get something extremely similar, if not equal to polyurethane resin, so that you can sand it easily and drill through it easily without it breaking. If someone tells me that, I will immediately try it out and confirm if yes or no. Sorry. Yes, Holly. I said I wouldn't be opening my mouth with all the food in it, so I'm sorry. I did receive it. Thank you so much. I haven't tried to really test it because I didn't have the time. And I didn't want to waste it either because of all the situation. I did receive it, and that's the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I have some extra time on my hands to try it out. Oh, shit. Wasabi. Yeah. The problem is that I don't think the cure time is the problem, because the resin is still, like, if you still feel like it's sticky, it's still uncured. So the resin that I normally use is the Ilagu plant-based. I really, really like that resin. And it just cures in about a minute max. So you don't really need a lot of post-curing time. The one resin that I've tried recently that did require a shit ton of curing time, and I was afraid that it was going to turn yellow, was the Anycubic, really like the clear one. It takes like 6 minutes to cure that thing, and I'm like, damn boy, that's a lot of time to be curing, but it works. It didn't turn yellow, so I guess, you know. So my problem is not really that, knowing how much time to post cure it. My problem is just that. Warming the resin before drilling through it, I don't think it's gonna do anything to it. You're probably gonna warp it. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. Yeah. I really do. I really do need to test out the mixture there. Yeah, Allie. Yeah. As long as Allie says that as she's worked. Well, I'm sorry. They worked. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. Allie said that they have worked with 2-part resin and 3D resin, and while you can mix it, it still doesn't feel the same. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly that. It's not ABS like resin, even though you might mix it with Flex. It still gives you probably problems, but I don't know if I am ready right now to waste resin doing tests. What am I eating? Oh, I am eating chicken breast with chipotle cream. In chipotle cream. And some veggies. It's really good. Fall Hammers. I have read good reviews on Fall Hammers resin. The problem is they don't ship to the US. I think. It's UK based. That's where, you know, Ross is based in the UK, so I don't think he sends any over here. I could ask him, and I can try it, and maybe they. The thing is that all these channels that make a lot of 3D print stuff, they mostly do miniatures. That doesn't work for me. People like me that work with large scale figures, we need a different approach when printing. Not like, oh yeah, there's, you know, miniatures, you're good. No, it's a totally different beast to handle. So I think if I will do another video on how I now have learned how to 3D print big scale models, I will definitely make one, and maybe, you know, provide the results on experiments that I might do and stuff like that. Yeah, liquids don't ship overseas. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. Oh! Sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. I'll try not to. It shouldn't do that. I'm trying to eat really fast before it goes cold. Yo, Theresa, you did say that in the past, and I do remember someone telling me use monocure, and then somebody telling me use Salut. Everybody has their own favorite resin. I've just been able to use 3, Anycubic is a recent one that I've been using. I don't like it. I like the clear one. I don't like the ABS-like one because almost every single print that I attempted to do with that resin failed. And I know it wasn't the printer because as soon as I changed resins, printed normally. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend that much money right now to do tests. Maybe next year. I will make it a point next year to sit down and set aside time just so that I can tinker with that. I don't know when. It's going to be next year. Do not use sunloo. I won't, trust me. Oh. Sorry, I'm sorry guys, I really need to eat, so my bad. Next time I'll try and do a premiere earlier. So that way it won't clash with my lunchtime. I don't know, Amy. I really don't know if they're even going to consider sending me anything. Because they already have like their own popularity. It's not like they're unknown. And I'm pretty much an unknown creator to everyone except you guys. And I don't think they're going to send me anything. Even if I asked, like, they're the ones that usually reach out to you if they have interest in collaborating with you. So nobody's done it except Ilagu. So, yeah. What model of a character would I like to have and I haven't been able to find now that I have a 3D printer? Haha. A lot. The problem with the models is that it's not so much the characters, it's so much the artists that end up making a model of a character that I really like and I like their model. The problem is how badly they divide and separate their parts. That's the main thing that turns me off to buying their shit. I found a Dante from DMC5 that I really liked, like a lot, so much. But as soon as I saw the parts division, I'm like, no, this is going to be hell on earth for me, and I don't know. So I didn't buy it. Yeah, they're really bad to put together. And the problem with the STLs that people put out for sale is that most of these artists have never painted a figure themselves. And they don't ask a painter if their model is appropriate for painting. They just wing it. I get it. Not everybody has the time or wants to put in the effort to better themselves. You know? To each their own. The only thing is that I'm not going to buy your model. And I'm not going to promote it. So. I might. Hopefully after, I put out more 3D print related videos, more companies will try and reach out and see if I can check them out that way. Monocure Charlie. Is that like you told me about Monocure, but you said Charlie, but is Charlie like the owner of Monocure? Is he like a representative, or who is Charlie? Because it's not like Monocure is just a small company, it's a big company, so if you can contact him and let him know about me, if you know him, that'd be easier. I have yet to find a figure of OOT. I'm not sure what OOT is. Link that isn't super expensive. Would pay money for a good one. I'm trying to learn how to 3D model to print and paint them. What tips would you say how the model should be rendered to make the print easier? That's the problem. When you ask for what's the best way for this to make it easier to print, that's not the focus that you should have. The focus that you should have is to be able to divide your pieces in a way that the painter will be able to use his brush or airbrush and paint in between really, really tight nook and crannies that you might have not wanted to divide. For example, Frieren's legs, I would have wanted them separated because I could not paint really well in between her legs. And I'm sure you didn't notice it in the video, but I had a lot of trouble trying to get all the paint in her crotch area and all the way down in between them because they were so together. It was really hard to paint them. So I would say it doesn't matter how many pieces you end up dividing the model in, as long as the painter will have an easy time or a not so complicated time in painting certain areas. For example, I can definitely tell you that the main thing that drew me off of buying that Dante was the fact that all the hair that he had was attached to the face. And the face was really detailed. So I would have not been able to paint his face in full detail because the hair was in the way. The artist should have divided these parts or his front bangs, even if there were two extra pieces or an extra piece, it didn't really matter, as long as you had full access to the face. Because what's the point of you making a model that's so detailed if the painter won't be able to reach those details to paint them, if you know what I mean? That's my point with all this. Of course, not everybody likes to hear that. I've had my fair share of encounters with 3D artists where I approach them and I'm like, hey, would you be willing to cut more of this model? I'll pay you extra for the time, but I would really like to buy this model, but just this doesn't work, for painting. And they get all offended. They're like, no, that's the way I like it. I'm like, okay, then now we'll look for a different model then. Thank you. Well, okay, if Charlie's the owner, going back to Monocure, well, I think if you know him, it's going to be easier if you let him know who I am, and that way he can reach out. Ocarina of Time. Oh, it's just that I'm not a Zelda fan, so I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what? I'm so sorry about that, Ilia's print. I totally get you, if you know what I mean. If you saw the last video, I totally feel you. I would say body parts should be separated, like legs not connected to the torso. Yes, each leg separated. If it's possible to separate each of the legs, that'd be great, because that way, like if they're standing still, you won't be able to paint in between those legs. Could I not separate the pieces? I would if I knew how. I have tried and start to learn how to use Blender, even if it's just for that, but I end up really frustrated because I try and look for videos, tutorials, and I do find them. The problem is every single one of these fucking creators that make video tutorials on how to use Blender, assume that you already know your way around it, like as far as commands and shortcuts and all that. And they're like, oh, just if you want to extrude, just, pull here. And I'm like, but how did you get that window? It's like, they don't tell you. So they assume you already know how to, where all the controls are, so you can just click on them. I haven't found anybody that takes the time to really tell you, oh, if you want to extrude this, if you want to modify this wall or this face or whatever, click here and then this will appear and then you can. They don't do that. If somebody knows somebody that can give out good Blender tutorials that take their time and basically explain things to a complete noob that has just opened the application, I'll be there watching it. When you finish your VTuber model and you print it and you paint it, please tag me on any of my socials. I really want to see what you conjured up. Thank you, Wasabi. I will take your word for it. Makes me wonder if prints are not intended to be... Like, why would 3D artists assume that if people buy their models, they're not going to paint them? Painting figures or painting models has existed for decades. Model painting has been a thing for decades. And 3D printing is just starting out to be something, that it's more readily available to the public. But that doesn't negate the fact that if I see a model and I'm a painter, or if I'm somebody that is interested in painting, I wouldn't paint it. Then why would... Like, the only time that I would assume a 3D artist knows that they won't print and paint the model is when they're going to use it as an asset, like an actual 3D asset. It's not going to be brought into the real world, and it's going to remain in the digital world. That's the only time that I would think that a 3D artist will do something that's not intended for you to paint it. Total 3D noob in Blender. Managed to chop some. I have, simple stuff, but for example, because I saw that Dante model, I was like, if this dude doesn't want to cut the model so that he can remove the bangs from the face, maybe I can do it myself. And that's when I tried to get into Blender. And I got lost entirely. I was like, if I can't do this with a model that I already have, that I can, do tests on it, tinker with it, I'm not going to buy that Dante. So I never could make it work for me. So yeah. Phoenix, you've missed me stuffing my face. That's all you've missed. I forgot about lunchtime. Maybe they assume your resin is colored, but even with how they put it together, model. The Dante you mentioned, the hair, face part, they don't want to see us happy. No, it's just that I feel that some 3D artists, their ego gets a little elevated, maybe overblown, because they get so much praise from everybody buying their models that as soon as somebody comes in and tells them, hey, I like your model, but there's a problem with it, I think they get offended. It's like, and I get it. If someone comes over to me and it tells me, hey, your work is a piece of shit, I'm going to get offended. But my my point with approaching these artists and asking them if they would be willing to improve their model for the painter's sake is not to insult them. It's to help them see that maybe if they spoke to somebody like myself, a painter that's been doing this for years and years, maybe they would think, oh, if this person that's been painting for more than a decade thinks this of my model, then maybe other people think the same. Maybe I should do, a little tweaking on it, but they don't. Maybe they're busy doing all their models and they don't want to go back to the old one just for that person. I don't know. It's a bag of so many possibilities that goes on with the artist that I'm now afraid to even ask artists if they'd be willing to do extra cuts, even if I tell them I'll pay you, for your time, because I'm asking this of you. And I know your time is money, so let me pay you, let me compensate you for those extra cuts, but they don't want to, so. What am I stuffing my face with? I'm just eating some chicken breast with chipotle cream, so it's really good. It's really, really good. And some veggies and a little bit of rice. There is one artist that I recently came across their model, and I I was impressed. And it is a simple model. It is a very simple model, and you're gonna be like, this? If I show it to you, you're gonna be like, Leona, what the hell? I came across the model of Lantis from Magic Knight Rayearth. If you know who Lantis is, this guy is really simple. He has a big armor on him, but he's like super, he's not squinty. He's like super tall, but he's like super thin, but big armor. So it's a 90s magical girls show. And this model was really good. I really liked it. But as soon as I saw that they had cut him only in 2 parts, like it was just the body and the cape. And I was like, no, why'd you do this to me? So I approached the artist. This artist, I found them on, I found him on Cults 3D. And I'm gonna give it to Brazilians. Here's me praising Brazilians because I have come across so much talent from people coming from, of models made by Brazilian 3D artists. My respects to Brazilian 3D artists because they do amazing work. And this guy was from Brazil. So I contacted him. And I was like, hey, I really like your model. Would you be willing to make additional cuts? Because I paint models, and it would be so hard to paint all the details that you left on him. And I told him, I will definitely pay you extra if needed, because I did notice that in his feedback on his page, people were asking him to do stuff and he was doing it. So I'm like, maybe he's definitely open to feedback and to doing, modifications to his models. So I contacted him, left a message there. And I was like, hey, would you be willing, to cut this further? I'd be happy to tell you where, because they were like, well, how many parts do you need him to be cut? And I was like, I can, send you a screenshot of your model and I can color it. I can color the parts and show you where the cuts could be. And he accepted. He was like, yeah, sure, send it over. I was like, okay, good. Very nice. I like this. So I sat down. opened Photoshop and colored the parts as you normally see 3D prints. You know, when they're divided, they're colored in different shades so that you can see how many parts it has. And that's what I did. And he did exactly that, except for one. But it's just fine. Whatever. Fine, whatever. I'll fix it later. But he did do all the cuts that I asked for him, and he updated his model on Cults 3D. So I'm like, this is the type of attitude that is super welcome, and it is so appreciated by me, at least, when it comes to 3D artists wanting to improve their models so that other people can purchase it and enjoy painting it. You know, not only having, a good time printing it, but also painting the model. So I am definitely going to paint the Atlantis model next year. As soon as the Magic Knight Ray Earth and reboot happens, you'll see that model on my channel. And here's the thing, me expressing my opinions, especially about 3D printing and 3D modeling and all that, it seems like people don't like it when I say it. Like I'm telling them how to do their jobs kind of thing. Like if you're a 3D modeler, you should do this. But at the end of the day, you're making a product that you're going to sell. And if you're going to provide like a subpar product and people want to buy it, but then are turned off by how you made it, I mean, wouldn't you want your model, wouldn't you want to make more money out of your model if it was, if it was improved so more people could buy it? I don't know. I think they feel like since I am not a 3D artist, I shouldn't be giving my opinion on it. I think that's where it goes. Sorry, I still got the sniffles. So, like I said, I'm coming out at the end of it. So I'm a little sniffly too. Do I have a Discord? I do. The Discord actually is just for patrons. If you join Patreon, if you connect your Discord account to Patreon and if you sign up, the bot automatically pulls you into the server. But yeah, for now, that's all I have at this moment. Do you think the models should be separate objects from the beginning for optimized painting? Is it time consuming to split it up after the whole model has been rendered? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a 3D artist, so I've never done a 3D model myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly if yes or no, because I've never done it. But I can only give you my expertise in something that's already here, like physical, and then I can tell you, this works, this doesn't work, at least for me. I suspect many people do not know how to cut models. Well, probably. But still, I mean, if you don't know how to cut a model, or if you know how to do something, and someone comes over and gives you tips on how to do the thing, why wouldn't you accept the advice? And I'm guessing it's because they didn't ask for it, even though they don't know how. That's where the ego comes in. Surprised they don't appreciate the free advice from someone who knows what they're talking about. That's the thing. Most of the times, when I contact these people, I'm not contacting them. Sorry. I am not communicating through my Leona's Workshop page. Most of the times, if it's CG Trader, my name just comes up as Leona Senshi. It doesn't comes out at as Leona's Workshop. So they don't really know who I am. And sometimes I sign in with a Facebook account that I have, so they see my real name, and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" You know, like, who the fuck are you? I'm thinking of doing a video in the future. I'm not sure when. Of doing a video and give unsolicited advice to anybody that would like to hear it. Unsolicited advice for 3D artists. For them. Only for them. Coming from a professional model painter. So that way, if they want unsolicited advice, they can watch my video instead of me going to them. If that makes sense. So it would now become solicited advice. Like, as soon as you click on the video, the title says unsolicited advice, then there you go. Maybe it's reverse psychology. I'll put in like a little bit of reverse psychology for them to realize, hey, maybe I should do some changes. And I'm done. That was a good lunch. Cutting models is hard. I learned the hard way. I'm pretty sure it has to do with, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it has to do a lot with typography, with vortices or vortexes, wherever, cuts and all, like, I don't know, maybe it has to do with something like that, because I do remember that I bought a model and the artist didn't want to cut it entirely, and I contacted a friend. I contacted Lucia. She's the one that did the last unicorn model, and I was like, hey, could you cut this for me? And when she tried, she's like, oh, it's just like the typography on this is just so messed up. It's going to take ages to cut this because of how the quality and something like that. And that's when I realized, oh, so you could, but I don't want you to spend hours and hours and hours just removing this. So forget about it. Love it. Unsolicited advice video, please. Okay. I will do an unsolicited advice video for anybody that wants to see it. Then, like I said, it will become solicited advice, because if you watch the video, then it means that you want it. I'm a terrible 3D print noob. But there's add-ons and stuff for specifically prepping for 3D prints. I'd love a video on best practices for cutting a model for printing painting. I mean, I'd say, oh, it's super easy. For somebody like me that has touched maybe 100 kits in her lifetime, I have come across every single type of division and part separation you can imagine. So I would need to give you examples of existing kits made by other people. Kits, traditional kits, that were done by hand. So that you can have an idea of how the parts were separated in that figure, so that then you can apply those same principles to models that you will make in the future. If that makes sense. You clicked on the video, you signed the contract, exactly. Also, a lot of the models on these places, they are re-uploaded models. Yeah, when that happens, Jesus. I don't know why the camera's doing it. I didn't have this problem the last time. Sorry. Whenever I see something that looks very sus, like if I come across, like if I Google, let's say, this happened actually. I Googled Necromancer Diablo 4 STL, and I just Google image, just that. And I got a lot of different pages, actual pages, not sites like CG Trader or anything like that. Actual pages is blah 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 stls.com something something. They were all like 3 of them were selling the same necromancer model, and I'm like, that's really sus of you. Who made it? Like, and that's when I ended up doing a Google image reverse search and found the original artist. And I'm like, so you just bought it and you're just reselling it and making it your own. Cool. I bought that necromancer model, actually. I bought it from the original artist too. So glad my money went to them and not to some scammy website that just, is reselling models and making them their own. But yeah, Google image reverse search, and you're going to most likely find the original artist that did it. Yeah. You see, Prisma, I told you, I might not be a 3D artist, but I hear things and something about typography, something, and I'm like, it has to be that, even though I have no clue what it means, but it's that. I am new to the painting part, but been doing models for years. When you cut a model, you have to fill the space, and to make it make the triangles to match up don't always work. Typology. Yes, thank you. Typology, not typography. That sounds like geography. No, typology. Yeah. There's that's the reason. That right there is the main reason why I will never, ever provide any project that I make provided as a digital file for you to download and buy it and print it and paint it. Because of that. Because digital files are so easy to just re-upload somewhere else, pass it on to somebody without paying. They're files. They can be transferred easily, and people can make money out of it, or they can just, pirate your model and then you're not compensated for it. So that's the main reason why I will never offer digital files. It will always be something physical. And I know recasts are a thing. If one of my projects ends up in the hands of a recaster, which I hope it doesn't happen, I can't do anything about it. I'd rather just make the money out of my physical copies that I will have, and just be done with it. There's nothing that you really can do. But still, that's the main reason why I don't do the digital route. Topography instead of typology. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Which, by the way, speaking of projects, I don't know if anybody saw my pinned comment, or if you're on Patreon and you didn't see the recent post that I did yesterday on the pre-order dates for my honeymoon project for the spicy Sailor Moon figure set that I am offering. Dates have been announced, so if you want to check that out, so that you won't end up without a copy. The pre-painted version will be very limited. Both versions, the normal and the deluxe version. I am still not sure how many copies I will offer. But, patrons get first dibs. Anything that's left after that goes to the general public. So just FYI. Thank you so much, Robin, for coming over. It was a great to have you. I know I don't usually do streams. This is the second stream, actually, that I've done. And I don't know if it's something fun that you guys would like me to do more often. Like if I do a stream every time like there's a premiere, I'd be more than happy to start doing it more as a regular thing. Because like I said, sometimes I really don't know what to talk about on streams. So I just go with whatever people are saying in the chat. So yeah, if you like this, let me know. I will make it a point so that now going forward, each and every video that premieres will have a live stream after the premiere, so we can hang out and just chat, spend a little bit of time, and not stuff my face with food. Whoops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see that. But yes, yes, yes. So let's check out what people are saying over on the video now that it's past a few hours, couple hours. Let's see. It's not that great. Let's see. I'm not sure what resin you use, but I switched to Sunlu. The first comment I'm seeing right now. Cheap and durable. Okay, they left a whole book worth of comment I'll read later. I don't feel bad about all the suffering you went through, though. You suffered so we could learn. You know? At least if you learn through, if you learn by proxy, I guess it's a win. The Mamu Usagi model, though, nice isn't quite my thing, but I do like the progress on Harumichi. Yes. I had several comments. We had several comments come in after the project was announced and after the reveal and all that on Patreon. You're not the only one. So when we finished that project, we decided to go with the next one, which would be one for girls. For girls, by girls, for girls, if you know what I mean. So I'm glad that you're gonna be interested in the other one, because you know the world is not just for straight people. We share the world with lots of different colors in this whole thing. So why not? Why not? So I hope you'll like the final product in the end, because we are putting in a lot of effort to try and satisfy based off of feedback from all of it. Because I'm straight. I don't know what girls like when they like girls. So I was like, what do you consider attractive? I don't know. So that's why we asked so many of you on Patreon to give us their feedback. So we're trying really hard to satisfy that for the girls. And I guess everybody's happy so far. Let's see how that goes once the actual sketch is finished. Because right now it's just a rough sketch for the pose. But once the illustration is completed, then I'll pass it on to Shadowcraft Arts, which is our very talented 3D artist, that she will do her magic. And once the files are done, then I will do my magic and print them and process them, paint the prototype, and send it off for production. So yeah, it's a team effort here to try and get everybody satisfied. You're my favorite person to watch at night when I'm do cleaning. Thank you. I learned a lot here too. Double premiere stream sounds fabulous. Okay. Good. Hit that like button and subscribe. I think I'm gonna do that now then. The next video that I'm doing is Prince Diamond. He's already done the video. I just need to sit down and edit the video. Everything's been filmed, everything. I just need to film myself. I usually leave that at the end because it's after I cut everything, after I do the scripts, that all the stupid and funny stuff comes to my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I can say this or I can do that. So what you saw with Primer-kun in this video was straight out of my ass, because I didn't really plan on doing that at all. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't in the script. It wasn't planned. My friend came over and he's helping me do some stuff, and he came over and I was about to film myself, and he was like, "Oh, are you gonna do your stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I don't have anything to do, can I stay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And when he stayed and I started to record myself, that's when it all came in that exact moment. And I'm like, "Well, you're here, how about we do a little, improv?" How about we do a little improv? He's like, "Sure, I'm down." So that came out of nowhere, literally. The moment that I started to record myself, that's when it came out. It wasn't scripted. I didn't even think about it until he arrived. I was like, "You know what? I haven't, brought in Primer Coon in a while now. How about we bring him in again?" He was like, "Yes, I'm definitely down for it." So we had a lot of fun. We had a shit ton of fun filming that. Those bloopers at the end, that's just a tiny bit of it. We were fucking laughing our asses out every single time. But yeah, definitely, I need to do that more often now. I hope I can get to meet you someday. You're a really, really awesome person. Oh, well, if I ever end up going somewhere near you, or if next year I want to travel more. And when I say travel more, I mean go to an anime convention that's a little bit further away than Anime Expo, where it involves me getting on a plane kind of thing. We are going to see if we can get tickets for Comic-Con this Saturday when tickets go on sale again. If we can't get tickets for Comic-Con, I will now start planning to go to SakuraCon next year and Anime Expo. So I'll let you guys know. If I start to travel and I'm going somewhere that's, a little weeby, nerdy, otaku-y kind of thing, I will definitely let everybody know. Hey, I'm going to be visiting here if you want to meet up. And yeah. Nebraska Con or Nandescon. Nebraska. That's in the middle. Whoa. I don't know. You never know. SabatonCon invited me over twice to their convention as a special guest, so I don't want to rule out that somebody somewhere is going to see one of my videos and they end up inviting me to their convention. So I'm not going to rule it out. Sometimes I rewatch your really old videos. Oof. I should definitely link my the only Halloween special that I actually have. I painted a little original witch with the colors of Winifred Sanderson. So really old figure, maybe like 10 years old or something like that. The video's old as fuck, but it's one of those videos where I started to do like the process that I was doing here, but you don't see my face in that video. I'm not sure. I wasn't invited to SabatonCon this year, unfortunately. I think the person that was inviting me over to SabatonCon was the person in charge of doing like their hobby round kind of thing. So they were actually a fan of my videos, and that's when they reached out and they were like, "Hey, I'm part of the organization at SabatonCon. I do like the hobby stuff. Would you like to come over?" And I was delighted to say yes. And last year when I went, they had a lot of complaints from the organizers. They pretty much left the hobby section to their own devices. They pretty much forgot about us. So he wasn't happy. And he told me, "I'm almost sure that I'm not going to come back after this." So I guess he didn't, because I wasn't invited. He was my contact there. So I guess he retired. But if I get the chance to go again, I'll definitely want to go again. I remember being impressed by the mirror thing with Chibiu's. Oh, that is an old video. Oh, like ancient. The Chibiu's and Pegasus figure? That's ancient. I hope you get into Comic-Con. My recommendation is to use many devices. I actually did that. I was using my laptop, my PC, and my phone. And alas, I didn't get in there. But this Saturday, I will definitely wake up early so that I can, as soon as the clock hits 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll just log in everywhere. But yes, that Chibiusa stuff was sick. I really want to do more crafty stuff like that, if it makes sense. Like, I wasn't really sure if my idea of that base was even gonna work, but it did. It was an experiment. I wasn't sure if it was even gonna, be worth it, but it is. But yeah, the next video is Prince Diamond. 2 people actually guessed the correct order for the villain series that I'm going to put as well. One of them was early access from Patreon, and I feel it's unfair if I just give a shout out to that person. So I'm gonna give a shout out to the early bird patron that watched the video before the premiere, and I'm gonna also do the shout out to the normal person that watched the video with everybody else. So, but yeah, Prince Diamond is next, and once Prince Diamond is out, once you see the shout out and name, you can go back to the Black Lady video and you're gonna see the order. And if you want to spoil yourself, you can just look for their comment. I'm not gonna spoil it here, unless you want me to. Do you want me to? But right now, I'll be doing the next villain. I'm gonna be working on the Usagi and Mamoru figure prototype that I need to paint ASAP. And I will be working simultaneously with a Bayonetta figure that I have, like a 1/4 scale Bayonetta. She's unfortunately not mine. She's a commission. I'm a long overdue commission. But I'm gonna still do a video. And I'm gonna do Zhongli from Genshin Impact. So both of them. Spoil. If more than 3 people tell me they want spoilers, I will give spoilers. But if not, then you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait. I thought the live stream has been going on for a while now. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. I thought it's been longer. I was stuffing my face with food. I forgot. I didn't really notice the time. Spoil. Okay. Spoil. Oh. Okay, we got 4. All right, everybody. If you don't want spoilers, mute the video now. Okay, mute it now. And once you see me go like this, then you can unmute it, okay? The next series of villains is Barrel. That's the next one after Diamond. It's Barrel. Then after Barrel, there's going to be a bonus video because that's also an overdue commission that I have. After Barrel, I will be painting the 5 Yoma that killed the Senshi, which is the DD girls. That's a bonus video. That I already have I've had those figures for a while, but they're not mine. They're a friend of mine's. She's also a YouTuber, Sailor Tortilla, in case anybody knows her. She's my friend. I was supposed to paint those for her. So after Barrel comes the DD girls. After the DD girls comes Mistress 9. And everybody thought Mistress 9 was going to be like my favorite, but no. Because Hotaro's my favorite, Sailor Saturn, but no. After Mistress 9, we got Nehelenia. I might switch it. After Mistress 9, I might do onesies Amazon Quartet. Then I'll do Nehelenia. Adult and child. I got 2. I got both of them. It's going to be a 2-for-1 video. And after Nehelenia, Chaos Galaxia. She's not that badass. And then I'm going to end with Galaxia. That's the lineup. Okay. Spoilers over. Spoilers over. Yeah. Yeah, Sailor Tortilla Age. She's a friend of mine. We're friends for a while. We've been friends. We've been online friends. We haven't met in person. We have spoken over chat. We've been online friends for more than a decade now. But we've never met in person. Still, it would be cool one day. Maybe one day that we both have a mutual friend that we both actually stayed with in Japan. So maybe one day we'll actually meet each other if we go to Japan and we stay with our friend. So who knows? But yeah, she is she is a good friend of mine, and that set is for her. So we're gonna do a little collab for when that video comes out. Yes, thank you for unmuting. I told you, it's like the magic signal. It's like, yes, unmute it. Unmute it now. Do you have any idea of the time gap between the next upload? The next upload is scheduled for November 15th. You know which one? Everybody knows who's next because it was a spoiler at the end of Black Lady's video. So Diamond is next. November 15th, that's the upload schedule. Because like I said, I already have everything done. I just need to sit down right now this weekend and edit it so that I can upload it, literally. Upload the video, leave it scheduled. Set it and forget it, kind of thing. That video will have the announcement for the honeymoon pre-order. So I need to upload it on the day or the day before so that patrons can get the, can get the announcement so that they can pre-order it. And so everybody else can pre-order it too. But yeah, 20 days from now, November 15th. That's the next video. Okay. If it's the Bayonetta I'm thinking, I'm excited. I love the Volks. Yes, it's the Volks one. It's the Bayonetta Volks one. Like I said, it's not mine. It's a commission. So I'm going to be really, really sad when she leaves. But hey, I'll get to keep the video. I'll get to keep the video for myself and for all of you. I thought you knew. I thought we knew you love Galaxia. I guess for me, I wasn't sure which version. That's the thing. Yeah, there are two Galaxias, but which one of the two I like the best? That's for you to see at the end if you didn't want a spoiler. But yeah, I really want to start doing skit videos, like model related kind of videos. Like there's a video that I want to do where it's not me painting or anything. It's just me literally ranting on the screen, but doing it in a funny way, in a skit kind of way. Like there's, because of this whole ordeal that happened with my 3D print adventure, I was like, you know what? So many things come to mind when I think about 3D printing now. I think about doing a video where I just appear on camera. I just stand there and tell you why I'm in a toxic relationship with my resin printer and make it look like the printer is like that toxic girlfriend or boyfriend and make analogies of all that and why you just can't leave and stuff like that. So I want to do something like that. I haven't really sat down to write anything, but it's all up here. But I want to do some funny stuff like that, something that maybe could be relatable, not only for 3D printing, but maybe for another hobby that you have that is equally as fuck. It feels like you're in a toxic relationship with someone. It's not a person. It's just an object or an activity or a hobby, but something like that. I want to start to dabble into that type of content just for the lols, just for the lulz. The lols. Yes. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here because I really don't know. Like that's why I don't do live streams because I really don't know what to talk about. But yeah, it says, for today's video, you were unable to use your already working printers, or did you use any for, okay, no, I had to really use that model to fully, on that printer fully, on the printer that they sent me, because if not, it wouldn't be a fair video, if that makes sense. Like if I say, oh yes, I printed this model on the Jupiter SE. Oh no, wait, I just printed these parts, but then these parts I printed on my good printer. No, it doesn't. I don't feel it should work that way. If I'm gonna do a video, because it is a sponsored video, if I'm gonna do a video where I am promoting or I'm showcasing a product, and like in this case a 3D printer, I should do the entire model exclusively on that 3D printer, because if not, then I'd be lying, you know? Even if it's the same brand, it's a different model. Machine model. Why is there a square? Oh, I see the square. Oh, it's the autofocus thing. That, unfortunately. I don't know why it does that. Like, it didn't do that the last time. The last time I streamed. And the thing is, I don't stream that often, so yeah. I still need to figure out the ins and outs of this, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's been there the whole stream. Yeah, I didn't authorize the blooper. Suck it up, Buttercup. You're in there. You're in the bloopers whether you like it or not. It's the face tracking. Yeah, it's the face tracking. Sorry, it's just the camera has face tracking, so it has to keep it on my face in order to keep it focused. So I could remove it. No, and even like. Oh no. There. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, if I remove the autofocus. There. Target acquired. Yeah. Yeah, I removed the autofocus because when autofocus is on, it tracks my face, and I didn't really notice it. So, sorry. It's the face. Yeah, I don't know why this camera was working like the how it looked perfectly good and fine the last time I streamed on my birthday. I don't know what's going on right now that it just didn't want to do the thing again. So, but I think I'm going to. All right, now I'm gonna leave it here for today. I had a lot of fun. You know, I can't say I had a lot of fun working with the figure. Far from it. But I did have a lot of fun interacting with you guys, even if it was just me stuffing my face with food. So, but if you like this, I will definitely come back next premiere after Diamond and do another live stream. But I'll do it, you know, with more time so that I won't be this rushed in between the day to sit down and really interact with everybody. But yeah, for now, what? We'll message you later on Discord. Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely message me later on Discord about the monocure thing. Like, I think it would be easier if you know this person to contact me, and work something out, because I'm pretty sure if I message them, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?" kind of thing. That's why I did do that at the beginning. I was the one trying to reach out to companies, but they just ghosted me entirely. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. And like, if they want something with me, they're going to come to me then. But yeah. For now, I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy your afternoon. For me right now, I have to go and do the document to upload it to the members of the channel and to patrons, because I I was requested to do like a little document where I show what paint colors, what paint brands, colors, and all that I did for the figure. Because you just see me paint it, but I don't really explain what I use to paint it, like what brand, what color, what shade, how many coats, and all that. So I'm gonna start doing that and edit it and upload it later today. So in case you're wondering, or in case you are curious about that, you can consider becoming a patron or a channel member so you can get access to it. But for now, I need to go edit the photos. I need to upload to all my socials. My day has not ended yet. It's just starting, unfortunately for me. But yeah, hope you have a wonderful time, and I will see you in the next premiere live stream. For now, happy Halloween, by the way. But yeah, Barbie Witch, I'm sorry. We've been here for a good hour and a half, and unfortunately I need to step away and I need to do stuff, because every time I do a video, the rest of my day is not just sitting there. I need to edit all my photos, upload them to my website, share it on all my socials, basically promote it. So I haven't done that yet, but I will. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me on this live stream / mukbang. I enjoyed it a lot, and I will see you guys on my socials or in the next video. But for now, thank you so much and take care. Bye.